letters are numbers. Or at least that's how I treat them in my videos. But why is that? Well, it's because it is more intuitive. Now you may obviously ask, but make it, wouldn't treating letters like letters be more intuitive? And to that I say, it would be, but not in a computer science video. So first let's start with something simple. Why is it more intuitive to use letters as numbers? Well, in order to explain that, I'll have to explain something different to you. ChatGPT. No, this is not machine learning video, don't worry. It's just ChatGPT. Because ChatGPT is actually technically really simple. I say technically to omit a lot of explanation there, but technically it is really simple. And when we're thinking about letters like numbers, then it's actually unbelievably simple. Because then it's something that takes in a number, transforms it, and then gives you back a different number. So it's a function. And there you go. The really amazing chatbot has been just turned into a function. And the thing is, it's really way easier to explain functions because there is a lot of definitions for them. There's a lot of stuff that I can latch onto to actually make it more approachable. And because of that, I really often like to use letters as numbers. Each letter is a different number. But I didn't actually come up with that. I was not the one. Why? Well, it's because really long time ago we created these magical thinking boxes, and then we realized it would be really convenient to have them display some text for, communication purposes. And just so happens that in computer science, after you figure out how something could work, you need a standard for it, so that some kind of text on one machine would be equal to the same text but on a different machine. And so ASCII was created. ASCII basically means that you take 256 different characters
and you assign to each and every single one of them a different number. But why do we have to assign a number? Well, it's because inside computers, everything is a number. And I do mean it, everything is a number. Ranging from normal, everyday, obvious things like numbers are numbers, to some really complicated to explain even for people who actually understand programming things like functions are a number. And because of that, whatever is stored inside a computer has to be a number. So when your computer is displaying an M to you, from its point of view, it's not really displaying an M, it's displaying the character number 77, if it's using ASCII.
But then the rest of the world was like, America isn't the only country. And so Unicode was created. Unicode is like ASCII, except it doesn't have from 0 to 255, only it has from 0 to 2 to the power to 16th, or 0 to 2 to the 32nd power, or I even seen 2 to the 64th power. So Unicode is a bit more complex. That's why I usually omit it, because ASCII works in the same way, but it's smaller and thus it's more, it's easier, more intuitive. So now that we got why using letters as numbers is really convenient and how do they work, because that's basically how it works. Every single letter has a different number corresponding to it. It's time for three. Why is it useful?
And that's because we can stack them on top of the other. But first, in order to explain that, let's think about them in a different way. Because you see, in our day-to-day life, we are already using something that is really similar to this case, similar to the characters, and those are digits. I mean, think about this. Every single digit is not the actual number it's representing, it's just a character that's supposed to represent a single value. For example, this one represents a 9, this one represents an 8, and this one represents a 7. So if we think about characters not like characters but as digits, then we can really clearly see why this is really useful. Because when we combine digits together, for example, we combine 9, 8 and 7, we get not three numbers, 9, 8 and 7, we get one number, 987. And in much the same way, when we combine three different characters together, we can interpret it as, three different characters, but we can also interpret it as one string of characters. And that means we can interpret this as one number. Now, just like in our 987 case, right, the 987 is not equal to 9 plus 8 plus 7, it's equal to 9 times 10 to the second power, plus 8 times 10 to the first power, plus 7 times 10 to the 0th power, because we're in the base 10, right, we have 10 digits. In characters, when it comes to ASCII, we have 256 digits, which means it would look like this. It would be S times 256 to the second power plus u times 256 to the first power plus b times 256 to the 0th power. And there we go. Even though sub are 3 different characters, we just changed it into a different number. And that's really convenient. Because what that basically means is that our ChatGPT is not taking in, hundreds of numbers, which if you watch my dimensions video, you know that means that it would take more than hundreds of dimensions just to graph this function, but it takes one number. Yeah, this number is extremely large, but it means that we could actually technically graph it. We could graph every single ChatGPT input to every single corresponding ChatGPT output.
That's how it works. And I don't mean that, in this one programming language it works. No, on every single machine, that's how it works. When it comes to ASCII, that's genuinely how ASCII is stored. It's just stored as a number. And this has some amazing consequences which we can, I won't say exploit, but use. So for example, but make it, what you're saying is nothing short of idiotic. I mean, if that's actually how it works, then what we could do is we can make a string with 5 t's, for example, right? T, 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 T. And then, what we can do is we can change the first 2 letters only to a number, not even a letter, to a number. And that's not all, because here's the thing, when it comes to programming, right, we have different data types. So we could change the next 2 letters to a single number. Because there are numbers that span over 2 bytes, which then means that we would change 2 letters with one number, and that couldn't possibly work. I mean, that's so. Let's compile the code and. No, that's not it works. How. What? This video is not, some kind of oversimplification. I really often do oversimplifications, and I did oversimplify a couple of, irrelevant topics in this video, but that's genuinely how it works. So, yeah. I really should make a series about computer science. Yeah, that'd be cool. Anyway, if you hated that video, then don't write a comment. Go to my Discord and say it to my face, because I would actually like to improve. If you loved that video, then may I suggest my Patreon, where you can donate some money to me and get some sweet, sweet tears in return. And if you hate me and wouldn't like to support me but still have some money spare over, then may I suggest DBS Alliance, and link in the description, https://makeit.charity/ where you can donate some money to charity and get slice of pie for yourself. Now, if you'd like to learn more, then I suggest my daily charity checkup streams where I stream for charity DBS Alliance, link in the description, https://makeit.charity/. For now, that'll be it. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye!